Talk, a voice on the line I hear, coming through Geocache Talk.
Have you subscribed to FTF Magazine yet? FTF Magazine is the #1 geocaching magazine available. It is a quarterly magazine that you can be part of. Subscribing is easy. Just visit FTF's website, ftfgeo.com. Don't miss out and subscribe today.
Announcing the Cache Odyssey Geocoin, a tribute to exploration, accessibility, and the journey we share as a global geocaching community. Each coin represents your support and participation in the Cache Odyssey project and Geo Tours, a nationwide effort to create handicap-accessible geocaches and ensure that everyone can experience the joy of the hunt. With stunning artwork, the Cache Odyssey Geocoin captures both the spirit of geocaching and the heart of the Geocache Talk network. Whether you're adding it to your personal collection or gifting it to a fellow geocacher, this coin is more than just metal. It's a symbol of unity, inclusion, and adventure. And at just $20 each, it's an affordable way to both celebrate your passion and support the future of accessible caching. Don't wait. Supplies are limited. Grab yours today in the Geocache Talk shop and carry a piece of the Cache Odyssey with you wherever your adventures take.
Big thanks to our new patrons, Birkenstock Report and Trail Snail 51. And our featured patrons, this week the A's have it. Yvonne, Kathleen, McKenna, Scott, Carmen, Tim, Dawn, Sheila, Judy, Christy and Christopher, Karen, Randall, Kendall, Todd, and Isaac. Thank you to all our patrons for keeping this show and all our shows on the air. So, and a quick shout out to the Route 80 Grill in Big Spring, Nebraska. Hopefully they're listening. Big Springs, Nebraska, for being such great hosts for us. And hopefully get to try, I hope they got to try some geocaching. There was one in the parking lot, so hopefully they will, but we'll never know. Hopefully. But they were great. Shout out to them. Thank you so much for your hospitality as we were rolling through. And let me bring in tonight my one and only co-host tonight, but that's okay because he's got pizza with him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, man. Got plenty of pizza. Got pizza twice today, Gary. Two times.
Nice.
Two times. Not just once, not the daily dose, but 2 times today. So it's a good day, my friend.
Ninja. Excellent. Yeah. So it was it's always fun. I know many folks have done that, but it's nice to be a geocaching evangelist and to share the love with others about what is geocaching. What are y'all doing?
Oh, man, I love that.
Yeah, and they were excited. Not just trying to get a healthy tip from me, but they were like, this is so cool. I can't believe it. So we showed them the map and they got really excited. So it was good. All right. Well, we got a big night to talk about night caching, but before that, let's do some twig, John.
Yes.
Mine is not as lengthy, I think, as yours. I can talk about a few things.
Yeah, Gary, I don't buy that, man. You are a talker, my friend. You are a talker.
Yeah, I know. Mine is pretty short, sweet, maybe not. It was a long trip. Again, I was out on the road. It was great fun. We went to New Mexico first. And I mentioned that last week because on the show last week I talked about New Mexico, and then on to Colorado, and got to go to Coin Fest. Coin Fest is a lot of fun. It's great to see folks there. And since I'm mentioning Coin Fest, I will mention some coins real quick that are available. So first of all, the Cache Odyssey coin. And some people are saying, well, I want to buy that coin, but I'm not finished any of the Geo Tours. And it's like, you can buy it anytime you want. We kept the price down. It's just $20. So it's a beautiful coin. So fabulous. Oh yeah, I'll get to Ryan in a minute. Got to see Ryan on the trip. That was fabulous. Ryan did an amazing job at basically managing CoinFest. I don't know what the
Oh,
what the mechanics were, but I know Ryan did a lot of the work there, and it was great hanging out with Ryan. It's good to see you, my friend.
I'll tell
So
you, Ryan is just so awesome. Like if there was like fantasy caching for somebody to organize an event,
oh yeah,
I would draft Ryan like first round on my
yep,
fantasy caching event organization team. Just saying.
he is number one. Yep, it's just a voice. You're more than that, buddy. You
Oh
were
man,
incredible.
Ryan, I saw the Bucky's costume. You're more than a voice, my friend.
Um, and no, that was my second one. Thanks for asking, Burt Turtles. I was in San Antonio, but it was great fun. Like I said, I'll go through the coins real quick. Cash Odyssey, buy it anytime you want. Somebody bought it. Houston, Texas. Dave bought this one and hasn't done a Cash Odyssey yet, but he wants to buy it and then take it to all the different Cash Odyssey.
That is such a cool idea.
Yeah. So another one to talk about is the Podcast to Hope St. Jude butterfly Lego coin. There's a reason why it's Lego, other than there's a lot of Legos that are at St. Jude. They use Legos sort of as a management or a therapeutic tool. People play with, the kids play with Legos and enjoy it. And
I just have to say, Gary, that just looks so well crafted.
it
That
is,
coin.
isn't it?
So incredibly well crafted.
And butterflies is another theme that goes on at St. Jude too. So butterflies and the Legos. So it's an incredible coin. And people ask, and we want to re-mention again that is $50. And people are like, oh, that's expensive for a coin. It's like, well, it's a donation. We are not. It's a $50 donation to St. Jude, and you get a coin out of it as a
That is
commemorative
incredible.
item. So it's a 10-year. It's got the 10 years on it. So this is our 10th year of raising money for St. Jude, and all the proceeds you're basically just donating to. Well, donating. You're buying the coin. All the money is going to St. Jude. So
And that's like limited run. Like people have already bought that, right? I mean,
yeah.
like those are moving. So if people want one, I mean, this is the time to do it.
Yeah, you got to get that coin is running out fairly quickly. So you want to get you a copy of that. Will not be made again. This is it. It's got 10 years on it. We're not doing it, it's not going to change to 11 years. It's just is it. And then of course the other coin I want to definitely mention is the stained glass coin, which is amazing. Again, it's a donation to St. Jude, and you get an amazing coin. Let me do the back of it too.
Oh yeah, you have to, because once you see the stained glass light through it, oh man,
Yeah.
that's just incredible.
Yeah, isn't that incredible?
Yeah.
So the stained glass part is amazing. So yeah, it's an incredible coin, and all for Podcast to Hope, all to raise money for St. Jude. Yeah, Owen got my glass Podcast to Hope St. Jude coin fest, and was at a cookout event last night. Oh, well, good. Awesome. Hope you all shared that. Yeah, that is a big coin. So
I was going to say, I don't think personally I've seen a coin bigger than that, to be honest.
Yeah. So just to give you a perspective, if you have the patron coin, there's the patron coin. I'm putting them right next to each other. So one's not behind the other. That's how big that coin is. So that shows you the size. I mean, even that versus the Cash Odyssey coin. I mean, the Cash Odyssey coin is a nice big coin as well, but look at the difference. And they're right next to each other. So there's no forced perspective stuff. I'm putting them right next to each other. That's to show you how big that coin is.
Yeah,
it is
those
amazing.
So
amazing coin. So, yeah, all the proceeds, we're not taking a dime from it. All the proceeds are going to St. Jude. So, that's the coin part. I will mention that we were able to do more Cash Odysseys. We did Colorado, Wyoming, New Mexico, Colorado, Wyoming, Nebraska, Kansas, Missouri.
Wow.
And I'm up to 24, John. How about that?
Man, congrats, Gary. And I think I got a picture, of the one of you at Missouri. Let me see if
Yeah, I
I got
think
this right.
so.
Is this it, Gary? So
Yep.
which I don't know who's been making all of these, but Gary's new attribute idea, Bucky's shirt required.
Yeah,
Is that something that could happen?
I think so. I'm gonna propose that to HQ that be required. Um, and so no, that's Kansas.
Oh, Kansas. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, man, looks like a
yeah.
great place.
Thanks, Nicole. That is a cool one from Nicole. But amazing time at all these Cache Odysseys. The team hit it out of the park. It's amazing. All these Cache Odysseys are just incredible.
Yeah,
Just
absolutely.
an amazing. Every one of them has been great. Um, yeah, how many tours? That's an interesting question. I noticed somebody is on the leaderboard has 33 finds and they've got zero.
Really?
It's like they're
Oh,
doing a little sampler. They're sampling all the geo tours. I've only got one completed, but anyway, yeah. Um, it was it's been amazing trip, and they've been blown away, just blown away by the level of creativity, and every one of them is a great adventure. So get out and find some cache odysseys. Those caches are incredible, and there have been. I was telling you, John, before the show about one of
mhm.
them. Wyoming was. We were talking about it, and that one. I mean, they're all amazing. That one though is sort of unique, and you get to the end of your clues, and you're like, uh where do we go now? And so I was with a group from Arkansas. Shout out to Arkansas for their
Man, Arkansas
cachers.
cashers just rock. Just saying it.
They do rock it, and they were like, "Wait, they got an idea." Uh, 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 no way, that can't be it. It's like, yes, for the win. And I was just sat back. I went, I can't believe it. I mean, I was like, what creativity. I mean, and all of them have been creative. I mean, all of them have been great, and some of them blow you away in different ways. I mean, some are the locations. I kind of played off for Texas. I kind of played off the great museum, so I was
Mhm.
kind of used that. Some of them have different majestic things to them, as far as like Kansas is in the state capital. I mean, and the state capital in Kansas is amazing. It's sort of like a museum slash capital. So you walk around, you see incredible artifacts. The sword of John Brown, who was an abolitionist, is just right. So you got art. It's
Nice.
sort of like like I said, it's worth touring. I know a lot of people are like, ugh, state capital. Ugh. No, it's a great state capital. I mean, there's a lot to see. And again, it's like going through a really cool museum. So it's got some great stuff to it. So
Yeah, I was gonna say a lot of them. The location's just so beautiful. Oh, Ryan Simmel says Kansas blows you away if you went to the virtual.
yes, absolutely. There's so much. Yeah. So the Cache Odyssey hiders really knocked it out of the park as far as thinking through. And we didn't tell them, hey, it's got to be there, or, it's got to be, it needs to be in, Topeka. It needs to be at the state capitol. We didn't say that. Nicole, she chose that. She picked a great location, and it's just amazing. Everybody was able to pick their spot, and they picked a great spot. So
Yeah, yeah. I'll tell you that was just so cool to see everybody like riff off each other, make some awesome caches. I mean, I've just heard that from so many people who've experienced it and saying like, man, Cache Odyssey makes people feel like they got to level up their game. You know.
cool. Yeah. So let you tell about your twig, my friend.
Oh man, Gary. So I'm gonna start out with the ugly. Okay, the ugly.
Okay.
The ugly, and I'm going to admit this. I'm okay admitting this. On Thursday, I was down in Pennsylvania for a trails meeting. I targeted 2 caches looking for the hidden dates. I went, my friend, 0 for 2. I didn't
Oh
find
no.
any of it.
No.
Had no luck, wrote like no luck on there.
No.
Claimed the DNF, proud of that DNF. I didn't do it my DNF face. That's my only regret is I should have done a DNF face with the log and uploaded it.
Oh wow.
But I put them on my watch list, like a good cacher. So that's my ugly for the week caching wise, right?
Right.
So that was Thursday. Friday, man, Friday was awesome. So one of the highlights of my week, our good friend Captain Math swung by beautiful Western New York.
Oh wow. Good
Yeah,
job.
found some of my caches and it's like, hey, you want to meet up? And he goes, yeah. So we did pizza, right? And we go to the pizza place. And Captain Math, he goes, I don't know if I'm really going to say this, but he goes, I think we need to order pickle pizza, So we ordered pickle pizza and it was a great time. Jody and I, Joy, Captain Math, and it was just so fun to catch up. So
Cool.
just a highlight of our day to see him and just so cool, so cool,
Yeah.
of course. But
Yep.
had a good caching day on Saturday. Had a cacher swung through HJ at home from around the Rochester, New York area.
Nice.
He swung through, caught up with him at Cache Odyssey, New York. So that was so fun to catch up with them there. Found a few of other caches too. So, I mean, that was just so cool. So, at this point, like 0 fines for the week, man. Okay. Going into Saturday on this
Going
one.
to Saturday. Yeah.
But at least I caught up with some cool cachers, right? But today, Gary, you know what I did today, my friend?
I think I saw something that you shared, but go ahead.
I got my Adventure Day souvenir.
Woohoo!
I got it. It was
good
job.
job.
Yeah, thank you. I was like a little worried. I was like, I'm gonna have to drive a little bit away. It's a sequential lab. So I don't know about you, but sequential adventure labs, sometimes I get a little nervous.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of like if I get hung up, and on this Adventure Day souvenir, you had to get all 5, right?
Yeah, you're
Like
right.
in there. So
Didn't
I'm
miss one. You had to get them
I'm
all.
like, man, I'm rolling the dice on this one, but it all worked out great. Great location. So that was super cool. And then afterwards, there was an awesome virtual there that I was kind of saving, but I was like, you know what, for going 0 for 2 earlier in the week, I got to get that virtual. That virtual. So big shout out to Jim and Lee for both placing the virtual and the Adventure Day souvenir on that one. Cause
Excellent.
I'll tell you, I walked out so good there. So yeah. So Happy Hodex says, who all got their Adventure Lab souvenir this weekend?
That's
this
right.
guy.
I did too.
Oh man, good for you.
I got
good
mine.
for you. And I got to give a shout out too. I saw in here Phil Cunningham said shout out to Angel of Angel Bandit because today is her birthday.
Oh, shout out.
So
Happy
birthday, Angel Bandit, on that one. We hope you had a good one and many different finds.
Yeah.
And Gary, question for you on this one before we move on. How was the Oregon Trail?
The Oregon Trail was good. The Oregon Trail attempted to give me dysentery, but I decided I would give it dysentery.
Oh my God. How Chuck Norris of you? That's totally like Chuck Norris level.
Very Chuck Norris of me to do that, to turn around and say, you know what? You get to have it, not me. Wow. No, it was great. It's great fun. Again, the places the caches take you, I mean, it's such a cool marker, but who's gonna you don't even see it on the highway. I mean, it's not even on the highway, it's off the highway. It's down some dusty road in New Mexico, in Nebraska, and you're like, but again, it's where geocaching takes you. So there's a cache there, and it takes you there, and you're like, what a cool Oregon Trail marker. I mean, I'm sure there's plenty around along the trail, but it's just so fun. Places that you find and see.
Absolutely.
Incredible. So yeah, that was fun.
Yeah. Very cool. Yeah. I saw a few others today. Quincy Cryptid said, no adventure souvenir for me. Closest one is 2+ hours away.
Yeah, I know.
And that's crazy because it's like, I was telling Gary before the show, it's like up in beautiful, like Western New York, I have caches I've been saving for months for the winter.
Yes.
And it's so hard to save those. It's so hard to save those for sure. But we got somebody who opted out. So Nels Bloody Cool said, no adventure souvenir for me. And proud of it.
Nels, come on, man. No, he will not do them. Nels is out. He is,
and that's
out.
Cool. I get it. They're not for everybody,
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah. We got got mine. It's kind of different. Did you ever think there would be a souvenir for finding Adventure Labs? Is that kind of odd?
You know, I agree. I agree. When it first like came out, I was like, well, this is unique, you know.
Yeah,
I
it's sort of
didn't think
weird.
so, but you know, I mean, it's a game. People play the game how they want in different
Yeah,
ways that others don't. And for some people, I think, and I won't call out the cashier, but I mean, like you said, there was basically one cashier that you know, the first cache she ever found was an Adventure Lab. That's how she got into the game.
that's how she got into geocaching, was through Adventure Labs of all things. So
Yeah. So for folks like that, I mean, like, hey, awesome, right? Awesome for
yeah,
them to get something for how they got into the game and
yeah,
get a
absolutely.
souvenir.
Yeah. Um, Very cool. All right, let's get into this topic because
Oh,
it's a interesting topic. What is night cache? What is night caching? And you found some stats, right, John? What did you find about night
you
cache?
know, yeah. So I wanted to look up because what is night caching? And this is a great question because we're talking about geocaching night caches done right, right? Which means
Correct.
some probably have not been done well. But you know, what is a cache on there? And I always like to look at the numbers, you know.
Yeah.
Maybe it's having like pickle pizza with Captain Math. Maybe his like mathness rubbed off on me. I don't know.
Sure.
But you know, when I was looking at it, like believe it or not, like if you look at the attributes and we're looking at the night cache attribute,
Correct.
there's about 14,600 like night caches in the world, you know, which
Yeah.
out of 3.3, I think it's 3.3 or 3.4 million
Million.
geocaches that we're at overall right now. Uh,
14,000.
that's pretty small, right?
That
But
is
then
small.
looking in the US, and when I looked the other day, we were almost at 5,000 night caches
Right.
in the
So
US, but I think we were about like six shy.
so the majority are not in the US.
Yeah.
I mean, basically a third of them are here. It's weird.
Yeah.
So
It's weird, but it was like, it kind of made me think because coming back to the question, what is a night cache? And I'd love for the chat room to chime in what their definition of a night cache is, right?
yes.
Because on here, night cache attribute, I'll tell you what I think of, and you tell me what you think of, and I'm looking forward to hearing other people because the first thing
Yes.
I think of, just association, is having a flashlight or a headlamp,
Yep.
going into the woods at night,
Yep.
looking for fire tacks, right? So those
Yeah,
little
absolutely.
reflective things like on
Yep.
trees, you're following the trails, and yeah, Houston, Texas, Dave. Yeah, I like night caches with the tacks that reflect the light when flashlights shine on them. So that's what I
Absolutely.
think of too,
Me
right?
too. Yep. Yep. Me
Um,
too. I mean, that's the definition. Now we're going to get into other things. We'll talk about other. We'll talk about caching at night later, but night caching, and that's the note where Jesse's under the weather, but he did leave a couple notes for us. In his part of the notes, he wrote, "It should be a night cache for a reason,
yes,
and that it's not playable during the day." So that's his definition, is it has to be something that cannot be done during the day. I mean, I guess in theory you could follow fire attacks at any time, but the idea behind it
yeah,
is you're supposed to do it at night. It's supposed to be a night cache.
yeah, yeah. And I don't know about you, Gary, but I on that note, okay,
Yeah.
Jesse had another one on here, and Jesse, you always got to appreciate he looks at things in different ways.
Yeah.
But the night cache attribute, and I want to put the GC code for this one in the chat and see if people take a look at this and see if they think this is a real night cache. And I'll pull up a picture of this one.
Yeah. So it's so for audio listeners, it's GC. It's weird. It's all numbers. GC 36192. So it's probably been out there for a while. What's the yeah? Do you have it pulled up?
I'm
I
going to pull up the picture first, Gary.
Yeah, do that. I'm going to pull up the actual
Okay.
cache. Um, let's see.
Okay. So as you're pulling up the cache page, Gary, I'm going to pull up this picture.
Yeah,
And
pull up the picture of a night.
I want to
This,
hear from folks for the top United States rated night cache. So looking at that night attribute
here we go.
and favorite
Yep.
points. Here's a
This has
picture.
got to be incredible.
Here's a picture.
No, go ahead and pull up the picture of the night cache, John.
Yeah, this is it, Gary. This
No.
is the picture.
Pull up the night cache picture.
No, this is the picture, Gary. When you search for the night cache attribute in the top rated or the top favorite points, this is the cache.
We have a problem.
Oh man. Do you want to describe what you see, Gary, to our audio listeners?
For audio listeners, it looks like a small church or chapel, and looks like a nice chapel. I mean, I'm not disparaging the beautiful chapel, but this is not a night cache from what I can tell. The final is like incredible, and this is the incredible final. I don't know. I'm sort of baffled, John, by why this is the highly favorited night cache. Again, this is in the middle of the woods, and there's the only way to get to it is through fire attacks. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, not the case. Do you want to bring up the cache page for it, Gary?
823. Yeah, I'll bring it up. So I'm bringing it up now. Sharing my screen. There it is. Seek and ye shall find.
Yeah.
And it talks about cache can be found night or day, logbook only. Sometimes life can be full of hard times and hard choices. We have set up the cache to be a breath of fresh air. Very nice of them to do that. Provide hope, promise for all. Sign the logbook, email, etc., etc., etc. So, I'm not quite following.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yep. You got the picture right there.
Yeah.
Which this is an awesome cache. I'm not knocking this cache in any way. This is an awesome cache.
Correct.
Deserves every single favorite point that it has.
Yeah.
But I'm just bringing this up because, maybe, and I'm not advocating changing attributes because, the tricky part is once you change an attribute, it's going to screw up somebody's stats. It's going to screw up somebody's challenge on that one. I don't think you want to do that, right? But if you had to give this an attribute, Gary, what attribute would you give this? Would you give it the night cache one, or would you?
No. Well, it's got. Let's see, what attributes does it have? Let me check real quick. It has several attributes. It's got wheelchair accessible, so that's nice.
Yeah, shout out to them for doing that one for sure.
Recommended for kids, it's 24/7. There's, basic stuff. It's a park and grab, apparently. Parking is available. But why did they put a night cache on that thing?
Yeah, see, I think 24/7 would have been the better choice.
Yeah. Food nearby, fuel nearby. Those are always nice.
Yeah.
Recommended for tourists. I think I'd have put that one on there. The attribute.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
But not night. That's not no.
Yeah.
No.
And we got the official weigh-in from Judy Vaughn. Judy Vaughn looking at it, who says, awesome geocache, but I wouldn't call it a night cache.
Correct.
Yeah, agreed, Judy. Agreed.
You're exactly right. So that's the other thing, that misuse of the attribute. That's Jesse's note, is people are misusing the attribute. I think they're just sort of picking stuff. And I think that some people pick that because it's, but it's not recommended at night. That's the thing that gets me.
Yeah.
Night cache. See, here's the thing. Night cache is one of the attributes, and that doesn't really tell you. It's just not. It's not the right one to pick.
No. I think probably they meant like, hey, it's available 24/7.
Yeah.
And yeah, Strandon's weighing in. No, that isn't night cache in their opinion. I agree. And here's a definition of a night cache that TWA tried to doesn't involve coyotes. LOL. Yeah, I
That's
mean,
good. Excellent. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, so there are favorited, and we have a list. They're in the show notes. We have the list of the most favorited night caches in the U.S. Yeah, it's interesting, and uh, I think that there are these other ones are better that are
yeah.
in the list, John, for us to share with people. So
Yeah, absolutely. And we just want to highlight to people the use of the attributes is a great way to show people what to expect. But I mean, when searching for night caching, using that night cache attribute is really the most explicit way to say this is a night cache.
well, in the combo, right, John? I think that if you're going to do a night cache, you need to make sure you do the combination of night cache, flashlight required, and
Right,
recommended at night.
right.
I mean, you need to have all three of those. That will clearly indicate to folks that this is a night cache.
Yeah.
So now there was an article that came out. I want to mention now at this point about it was in FTF magazine. It's a really good article about night caching 101. What great timing, John. Night caching 101.
Yeah. Perfect timing.
And it's a very fun story, and it really is highlighting what true night caching should be. It was a lot of this is a great story, but it's in story form. But it talks about says I'll just read you the first paragraph, and then I'm not going to read the whole thing. But anyway, it says I blinked blearily at my bedside clock as my phone rang, on and on beside it, 4:06 a.m.
Oh, wow.
Worried that something had happened to one of my parents, I answered it. Hello, I mumbled. You, my friend, are about to learn the meaning of true geocacher dedication. As your official geocaching buddy, I feel a distinct responsibility to introduce you to the aspect of geocaching that you have refused to participate in. It's about time you learn the value of night caching.
Wow.
There you go. So
Wow.
it's a fun article. Definitely get you an FTF magazine and read that. But great fun. Just and the article really tries to capture the fun and the excitement of trying to do a night cache, not caching at night.
Yep.
I love caching at night. I have not had the best success with night caching.
Oh, no.
As far as no, I've really been fire attacks and me are not friends. At least the couple times I've attempted them, and this gets into this other aspect of it that I think we really you and I need to talk about tonight, which is both of the ones I've tried. I got part of the way in, and then there was maintenance issues.
Ooh. And you're not talking, Gary, like you're doing these by like candlelight or your cell phone light, are you?
Yes. Well, no, we had flashlights.
Okay.
We had true flashlights, and both of them were confirmed later to be in dire need of maintenance.
Ooh.
So we followed fire attacks. Ironically, almost both of these were exactly the same. We followed fire attacks for a while, and then all of a sudden we're like, where do we go now? And you do the 360 and you're looking, you're you're flashing in several places, and you're trying to find it, and there's no fire attacks anywhere. And so we're like, well, I mean, we're kind of, we could sort of try to push forward and sort of, try to figure out the next set of fire attacks, which in one of them we actually did that. We were like, let's just trudge forward. We'll see
Yeah.
something. We'll find a trail, keep looking for a geo trail or something, anything to keep us going. And we trudged forward for a while, and finally it was like, guys, we need to call this. We don't have any idea where it's next. I mean, we're really unfortunate. So we went back. Sure enough, both of those night caches were confirmed by the CO later that they're like, oh yeah, trees have been removed. It's no longer available. It's like, well, and this gets into the thing. If you're going to own a night cache, you have got to keep track of it. You've got to be on top of it.
Absolutely.
I mean, remember you were talking about before the show. It's like that. This is number one.
Yeah, number one. I mean, because especially with night caches, or higher terrain. I mean, you have to think of the safety element to the game, right? So, I mean, like if you're a cache owner, you need to check on these, because I mean, like let's face it. I mean, trees do come down, fire attacks do come off. There's a lot of safety elements with these. Even I will give one of my pro tips for night caches, Gary, and I don't know if you want to give one of yours.
Sure.
But when you're doing this, a good CO for doing a night cache will put fire tacks on the backside of the tree so that you can actually like find your path out, because if you find the cache, it could be tricky to find your way back to the trail. So if you're out there doing a night cache, and you think maybe like you're on the right like trail, but not, turn your flashlight around and get a good power flashlight. Again, don't use your phone. Don't go by candlelight. I was kind of joking on that one, but do not use your cell phone.
Come on, let's
light on that one, because you want to get something that's highly reflective. And yeah, if you're turning around and taking the flashlight and looking behind you and you see a fire attack, that means you're on the right trail, right?
Yeah.
So that's good. But another one on here too, because I did one similar to the one you did, and it did need maintenance, but we were able to find it.
Sure.
But I don't know if you've ever done a night cache where like you've gone so far off, like you've had to have a friend saying like, hey friend, you stay on the trail. I'm going to go off the trail, but I'm going to go so far off the trail. I'm no longer going to see your light on here.
Right. Yeah.
So I did one where my friend Brian was like on the trail, and I'm like, Brian, like I'm going to like look out there. I'm going to like call out, call back so at least I can hear you.
Right.
But it's so easy for people to either miss attack or do something else. So it just you gotta think on that one. Like, how do you do it in a group? But you're right. When do you DNF? A night cache. And if you do, I mean, hopefully in that one, right? I mean, did you just like DNF it? Make sure you put your log. Couldn't find it. Yeah,
absolutely. Sent a note to the CO and said, hey, I want to let you know how many tacks in we got. So they would get an idea of like we were, 8 tacks in. We weren't sure how many more we needed at that point, but we wanted to let you know where we sort of ran off the trail and had nowhere else to go. So, which I guess comes back to something we talked about before the show, and something that's very, very critical to you and I, which is safety.
Yes.
If you're going to do it, if you're going to do a night cache, let's remind everybody there's no light except for your flashlights or your headlamps. Some people mentioned headlamps, which is great to have.
Yeah.
Be careful, take your time. It's a little harder sometimes also if you're at night. You might miss something, even if you're near a trail or off a trail. That's the other thing too. I don't know about you, but both of these that we attempted, there was no real trail. I mean, there was part of a kind of a geo trail, but you kind of want to think through how you want to set these up. I mean, we were bushwhacking both times.
Wow.
Bushwhacking. I mean, and we kept finding fire, the fire attacks. So it's like, well, I think they set it up this way, but holy cow. I mean, you not only made it tough, but you made it there's no trail here. Not really, but we enjoyed it to the point where we could, and then it was like, we got to turn around. There's nowhere else we can go. I mean, we could, again, one time we tried, it didn't work out. The one that you did, you said, where you kept going, were you able to like find the cache?
Yeah. Oh man. So this is a funny story, right? So
Yeah.
so I went off, right? I found the fire tax. So I
Right.
called out to my friend Brian. Luckily Jody was there and we had our friend Bill too. So they stayed
Right.
on the trail.
Right.
So Brian came off too and we were looking and I saw something. And in fire tax, like a lot of times if you see one, it tells you you're on the right trail.
Yeah.
If you see two shaped a certain way, it tells you then to go in a certain direction
Right.
onto that one. But then
Right.
if you see a group of them in one spot,
Oh,
at least from what I've seen, that usually says like the cache is here, right?
sure.
So I saw a group. Okay. So I got excited. I'm like, oh
Yeah.
man, I found this, right?
Yeah.
And I go over and I take a look and I go down on the ground and I find a container. And I am just so pumped, man, because my adrenaline is like flowing, like just so excited.
That's awesome.
I open it up and it says decoy.
Oh,
Yeah.
dang it.
Where I don't know. I mean, to me,
Dang
like
it.
I don't see a bunch of decoy caches out there,
Right.
but like seeing a decoy on a night cache,
night
it was
cache.
just like, oh my God. It was like
I can't
total,
believe
total
it.
punch in the gut, you know?
Oh, absolutely. You're like, no, seriously, you're gonna put a red herring on this
Yeah. Yeah,
night
they
cache.
did.
You can't do this.
They did. I don't know if anybody else has seen like a decoy on like a night cache,
Oh,
but
that's rough. That's
but
rough, man.
but long story short, right? It was then after I looked at the decoy and I just like looked probably 10 feet away. It was just that's where the cache was.
Oh,
And
okay.
and we did find it.
How
And I
funny.
can't remember. I think we were one of the last people to find that one because that was one where the cache owner got out of the game
Oh,
and it wasn't really maintained. And
yeah.
we found it, so we made sure in our notes to claim and saying like, okay, we found this one, trying to go off the trail a little bit. And I one of my points too is if somebody's going to hide one of these,
Yeah.
give people a sense of what that distance is.
Absolutely.
Is it like a quarter of a mile, the total distance? Is it like a half mile? Is it like a mile? But it's just easy for people to keep on searching and not find something. So if you go past a certain distance, it's like, okay, you kind of know at that point, yeah, you're probably not going to find it. But we wrote up the issues in the logs, to let other people know,
Yes.
on that one. So trying to communicate as best as we could on that one.
Yeah. And that kind of also brings us to something else, John, is the fact that this a night cache can really be any cache type.
Yeah.
I mean, one of the ones that stuck out of my head because of the book that I did about 201 geocaches to find before you die, and I'll bring up the cache. This cache is a mystery, or has the question mark, good old blue question mark. And I don't know if anybody in the chat room has ever done this cache, let us know. It is called the Nocturnal Pursuit of the Smoking Burrito.
Oh man, I love that name, and it's funny. Gary on here says cache titles for night caches seem to be quite creative and humorous, and
Yes,
I'd say this one is 100% aligned with that.
yeah, absolutely. The Nocturnal Pursuit of the Smoking Burrito. It is got the correct attributes, I would think. Kids, no stroller accessible, not 24/7. There's parking available. It is a field puzzle. It does have the night cache, recommended at night, and it has the flashlight required.
Nice.
No tree climbs. Does have some nope ropes, so you have to be careful about the nope ropes. It's got may require wading, as in wade through water, and may require snowshoes. How about that one, John?
Interesting. Yeah, that's an interesting combination of attributes right there.
Yeah, exactly. It is in Ohio, in case you're wondering where it is. This cache should be started near dark or dusk. So they even tell you this is what you need to do. Do not attempt after or during heavy rains. There are 2 short, steep hill climbs required, one up and one down. Hence, the terrain rating. The majority of the hike is 3 terrain. I highly suggest printing this page and taking it with you. Not a bad idea.
Yeah, good tip.
Offline this cache. Obviously, you want to do that. Uh, I do not know off the top of my head how the signal is out there, but they go through here, John, and they give you every little bit of information that you will need. I mean, go
Oh
through a
man,
lot. As far
I
as
love this one because I mean this
yeah,
gives people the full ones because so many times, like especially when you do that first night cache,
yeah,
it's like that leap of faith moment, you know?
yep. There's a note too. Says I suggest marking many waypoints during your hike
Yeah, it's a
because, as
good tip.
usual, there are no fire attacks to lead you home. And
Oh,
there are multiple trail intersections. I will be happy to tag along with on your pursuit, et cetera, et cetera. So very nice of them to, and they let you know they didn't put back tax. Back tax? Is it funny?
yeah.
Back trail tax.
And I think that's important, right? Because so many so many night caches, at least where I am, it has those tacks on the backside of the tree for
Right.
you to find your way out.
Yeah. And so you can go through and look. Owner maintenance was a while back, so you kind of want to see that maybe a little more often. I think that if you're going to own one of these, you kind of need to keep some maintenance and just even if you go back and go, yep, we walked the trail, or have somebody walk
Yeah.
the trail for you and go through and double check.
Yeah.
I
And
mean,
hey, Gary, did we see the GC code of this one for our audio
oh yeah,
listeners
we
so
need to.
they
You're
can
exactly right.
look
Thank
at
you.
this one?
Yeah. So the GC of this was GC3 E as in Edward, 1K as in kilo, and 9. So GC3E 1K9.
Yeah, I think this is a great example of a page.
Yeah. Very good. Yep. Yep. So, just kind of maybe overshare, maybe, you think, for a night cache. At least overshare some of the information. Maybe not. You're not going to maybe give away the whole trip, but you kind of want to give at least some of the information to help people and remind them.
Yeah.
Offline it. Mark your waypoints, mark where your car is, et cetera, et cetera. There's a lot of things that you want to probably mention that doesn't. It's not going to hurt the experience. They're just reminders for folks. So
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. And I think on here too, and I let me see if I can find the comment on here because you just pulled up on here too.
Yeah.
Night caches, I mean, I don't think I started, but basically, so what cache type and what you were saying, Bell on the move, right? So here's a comment. Every fire attack location along the trail requires being 528 from another cache. Is it better to hide a fire attack night cache as a multi? So I'll say from my experience, the ones I've seen have been mystery that I've done.
Right.
I haven't done any others, but I mean, you could do a multi on there for sure.
Sure.
I mean, you could do a where I go as well too. I
Yeah.
think there are some where I go ones. We had a comment in the chat too that actually somebody's looked up that attribute, and there's been some events that are night caches as well too.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are a couple of events I spotted in Missouri. Yeah, Happy Hodag was the, and this one, John, is a really good one. I want to mention it now, but Nels mentions about
Oh wow.
KBK Wick has an excellent night cache in Oklahoma. If he has an excellent night cache, you know who KBK Wick is, right, John?
Oh man, he is
This
the
is
creator of one of the most awesome caches
he
that
is.
we've ever done,
For
called
me, it's the greatest
Infernal.
geocache ever created.
Yeah, Infernal Device 2.0,
2.0 currently.
which we've had K-Wick on the show. He's actually done a promo video for Pizza Talk. So big shout out
Yeah.
to KBK Wick on that one because I think Pizza Talk's the only show that he's watched in Infernal Device on that one.
Exactly.
But yeah, the night cache, and I didn't do that one. It's one of those things. There's so many great caches he had.
Yes.
And I saw some of the pictures of the container, and the container on that one just like blew me away. I was like, oh man, if I ever come back to Oklahoma, I got to do that night cache. That would be so cool.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's the only cache that I'm aware of that was had a fresh pizza in the cache, and it was approved.
Yeah.
Approved to have it there. Now you can't do that on any other cache.
No,
Food is not allowed.
yeah.
This one, the food was allowed, and it was a nice fresh pizza, but you had to also get to it because it was hidden. So
Yeah, and big shout out to KBK Wick for making that happen, and K Blast, man, because that had to be one of my favorite pizza and cash experiences ever. Just saying. So thank you to both of them.
yeah, absolutely. All right, so there are, again, any cache type is potential, I think.
Yeah,
But I do want to mention a couple other things real quick, and that is caching at night. So I know some people are thinking, "Oh, night caching." Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Us and our buddies, we go out and we'll just go find, we'll find these caches, that are during the night because it's a little easier for whatever reason. They live in a congested town and they want to be able to bounce through and get a bunch of caches. And it's like, yeah, that's caching at night, which is a little bit different. So big fans for me. Again, night caching, I'm kind of hoping for something good someday on that. But caching at night, oh yeah, I'm a big fan. Big
yeah,
fan of caching
same
at
here.
night. So how about you?
Yeah. Oh man, I love caching at night as well too. It's just a way to I think experience the game in a whole complete different way,
Yeah.
than you normally do. And I do want to highlight a few quick comments. And I know we're
Sure.
getting a lot of great comments in the chat room. So I
Yeah,
mean,
we're highlighting them. So yeah, you go.
go back, we'll go more, but just a
Yeah.
few that I want to give right now too is TWH Rider. Comment she made is just be aware if the tacks don't fit the pattern at all. Hunters do mark their path at their stands sometimes. So stick to what you're supposed to be looking for.
Yes.
And this is a great tip because a lot of night caches and some that I did in ASP recently, Allegheny State Park Geobash.
Right.
Shout out to ASP Geobash, awesome event, a lot of good night
Yeah.
caches.
Oh, absolutely.
But they specify, so the color of the night tacks, how they're set up as well
Yeah.
too. So that is a great tip that Trisha brings up here on that one.
It's perfect. Thank you, Trisha. Absolutely. In fact, what do you think, John, as far as you could put that in your notes? Again, you're not affecting the experience, but you could tell people, hey, there might be other fire attacks out here again because people are going to mark stuff, but you could tell them like, I'm going to use 2 white tacks and they're going to be next to each other, like left, right. So they're going to be horizontal, 2 tacks. And then when you get to the end, there will be like 3 red tacks or something, just to give people, again, you're not affecting the experience. You're just giving people that little bit of info. Like, okay, now see, there are 2 white tacks next to each other. We know we're still on the trail. Or they get to the area where there's 3 red tacks. You're like, here we are. Obviously you had the red herring, but still something that's simple. It'd be
You're right. I mean, you have to describe that game plan. I mean, for people like like you were saying, Gary, like what is the arrangement? What is the tax when you're on the trail?
right.
2, think, okay, like if somebody's going to turn, what tack arrangement are you putting out there at that location that people need to look for when
Correct.
saying change of course? So if it's change of course left, it's change of course right.
Yeah.
What kind of tack arrangement, and then thinking for the final,
Right.
what tack arrangement do you want there too? So I've seen it done a few different ways, but you're right. You got to spell out that gameplay, in the description for people.
Yeah. I think another thing too that comes to mind was that it's sort of like a puzzle in the sense that we've probably all even done this where you're like, oh, I'm going to make a puzzle cache, and you put it together and you put it out there and nobody finds it, or people are lost, and you're like, oh, it made perfect sense to me. Like, well, let's go back through the process here a minute. And you're like, what were you thinking at this point in the puzzle? And you're like, oh, well, it's clearly you need to do this. And you're like, it's not really clear to me that that's what you want to do. So field test. So if you're going to do a night cache, it might be a good idea to have a buddy go with you, set it up, and then take your geocaching buddy out there with you and say, okay, it's, we're gonna run through this. I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna go with you. You do it, and let's see what happens. And so they might be going along, and then they're like, where do I go now? They're like searching, and you're like, oh dang, I think that I did make a mistake here, and then you can correct it later. So, or you can correct it then. But field test. You want to field test your or get a friend to do it, or do it with them, and make sure it works.
Yeah, absolutely. Because especially for night caches, where and I won't say who was with me, but the first time I did a night cache, right,
Right.
pulled over to the side of the road in the middle of nowhere in the woods.
Oh boy.
Had no flashlights, right, and it was just me and another person. And I
gosh.
said, "Oh man, let's go. Let's get out there." And they start, and they're just like, "I'm not going out there." So I'm like, "Well,
I ain't
okay,
doing it.
I guess I'll do it solo, right?" On
Oh
that one.
my.
But it's like for a lot of people, just think it's like, they're probably not comfortable doing it. So yeah, if you can have it field tested, make sure it's good, and make sure the difficulty and terrain are set properly, as well too. Because you do want to give people that heads up for sure.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
absolutely.
in Haklava. Oh man, I love this comment, and shout out to Haklava on here for all the great videos she
Oh
makes.
yeah.
If you haven't checked out her YouTube channel, certainly do so.
Oh, definitely
But
check
yeah,
her channel out. She has some great videos. I mean, you talk about me being a road warrior. She's the true road warrior. I mean, she has traveled a long ways. I don't know about recently, but fairly recently, she's been going a lot. And yeah, great parts of Canada she's been to. It's been, again, check her. You got to check her channel out and
absolutely.
watch those videos. Incredible. Thanks for being
Yeah,
with us tonight. She's great.
yeah, great comment by her. You definitely need to check it in other seasons as well. It looks very different in the winter with no leaves versus full summer leaf coverage.
Oh gosh,
Absolutely,
true. Yeah, so true.
great tip.
That's the thing too. I mean, we got to do another show soon about winter caching. That's definitely something we need to always remind people of. Here are the things you've got to remember depending on where you live. I mean, it's different here. We don't really have winter caching here is basically rain caching, which is there's something to be said. You got to know about what you're doing
It-
out there.
Gary, in Texas, you can still put the winter friendly attribute. Just saying, my friend.
Winter
You can still
friendly.
do it. You can still do it.
I think I might have done one like where I put winter friendly. It's like, yeah, it's Texas. It's going to be winter friendly unless snowpocalypse hits. People laughed at us because we're not prepared for -14, and we really aren't regular. We're not ready for that.
Oof.
So shut down shut down our grid and everything else. So
Yeah,
shout out
stuff's
to
serious, Gary, when you can't get a pizza delivered. And I just have to assume in those kind of conditions in Texas, you could not get a pizza delivered. So that's an
no,
emergency.
unless you're electric water boy. I think then you can maybe get one. But
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
shout out to him for keeping the lights on best you can, my friend.
Absolutely.
But yeah, winter can really, and I know that Tony mentioned that's he's Tony mentions TKD Scouter. When to dig in the snow. That's very true. That's something too that if you're going to do it, you do a night cache, you have to kind of maybe think about, well, what are you going to do when you hopefully get to the right spot? I mean, do you bring a shovel and I guess dig it out, right, John?
Yeah. Look for that clank, so if it's an ammo can, you just put it down, and if you
Clank.
hear a clank, you know you're doing pretty good. To dig further. Yeah.
Dig further.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a lot to think about, especially if you're going to hide one. I think that hopefully tonight we've mentioned some real key things to help you. Because I think the other thing too, John, is that there aren't a lot of, at least around here, there are some, and I've heard of one that's over in Rockwell. I need to do with the guys, the Motley Caching crew that I go with. We need to do that one at night. Supposedly has great. It's a well recommended. So I think that as we sort of start to wrap up tonight, one of the things for me, my final comments, I guess, for tonight would be all the things we mentioned, I think, are critical. Hide. We need to have folks to hide more night caches that are true night caches, have the right attributes, have the right information. As Bell on the Move says, you got to beta test it. Beta test, beta test, beta test. He is
Yes.
right. Andrew is exactly right. But we need more of them. We need, and there's so many opportunities, I think, for people who just go, I'm gonna put an ammo can in the woods and it'll be fine because I've got permission to do that, and et cetera, et cetera. Like, oh, well, wait a minute. Let's think about this a second. Maybe we could create a night cache out of that. So
Yeah. And I like so getting back to some comments just to make sure we
let's go through
get
those. Yeah.
before the show. Yeah, it's great too. Says where are some good areas to night cache? Where should I seek permission? So
Ooh,
so
good.
on here, and this is a great question because you want to make sure it's with permission to place a cache, because number one, if it is public property, and it is available for people to use at night, installing fire tax is something, as Trisha brought up, that people could perceive in different ways. So if you're putting a fire tack in a tree, you should get permission to do that.
Correct.
So talking to the property owner onto that one, I know for me and trail usage that I do, usually I check like my county's like parcel viewer or property map if we're taking a look at a cache for where to put it. So on there, that gives you the contact information of who to take a look at. A lot of times, and depending where people are, it could be like maybe like a public state forest. So talking to somebody from your environmental, conservation or management, area for that property. But definitely asking for those permissions for sure. And getting those in place. If it is private property that you're putting those on, I mean, you could certainly put it on private property, but I mean, if there's any private property signs, you do want to clarify if people are going on private property that it is placed with property owner permission onto that one. And
Absolutely.
And making sure they know. But yeah, I mean, great idea to be thinking of these, and really looking, from what Gary said on here for the attributes night cache, flashlight required, recommended at night. That will identify night caches, and it's good to take a look at those to see what other people have done because, yeah, certainly writing up a great template is great for people. Strandon put it on here. Has you or anyone seen a night cache with laser pointers and mirrors? Have you ever seen one, Gary?
No, I've heard of them, but I think that's really cool. The fact that you take a laser pointer with you and you point it, and if you can find the mirror, then sometimes the mirror will then tell you which direction that you're going next. Then you go to that mirror and then you point your laser pointer again, and then that mirror will point you to another location. I think that's what he's referring to.
Yeah.
Very cool though. I mean, that would be high tech, man. That would be awesome.
Yeah, and I think somebody was telling me, oh man, I'm totally blanking on the cacher's name, so my apologies. But they were telling me about, I think it was Fizzy Magic used to put on events on that one, using laser and mirrors on that one.
Lasers.
To find out. So yeah, I mean, it could be good. It's just on there. If it is a tool of the trade and people need to bring their own laser,
oh yeah,
probably want to let people know because I'm assuming most people won't have lasers.
Right.
Or if you're putting that in a cache for people to use, you probably want to put that in a way that it's secure and people will return it.
Yes.
Properly. So, I mean, that's the only thing is if you're going to use that top, making sure people know and letting people know if they should bring it or if it will be supplied,
Yeah. I mean, you obviously you'd have to secure it. You want a lock on it. You want it to be, all that kind of stuff. You really, I mean, unless you feel like you made of money and you could replace all those lasers all the time, you probably, even a handheld one would be kind of interesting. But yeah, I love the idea.
Yeah.
Go all out.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know Trisha TWH Rider gave an example. GC4Q90W is a night cache. So people want to check that one out. And I encourage people, if you do want to share night caches, share them in our Geocache Talk Network community group on that one. So if you have one out there that's a good example, share it out there with people.
Yep.
Because I think that's a very cool point for people to see what else is out there.
Yep. Excellent.
And I think Quincy Cryptid raises a good point too. Night caches need more maintenance than usual, falling limbs, etc. Make terrain difficult, always changing. Yeah, absolutely. As somebody who takes care of trails, it's like trees fall, and
Yeah.
and that happens all the time, and a lot of times it is trees like right, off the trail on that one. So yeah, great point.
Very good.
And,
Excellent.
and I do.
I was gonna say too, John, on those, it's trees fall sometimes because there's also weather affects all those kind of things, and so
Absolutely.
there's caches that are out there that tornadoes come through, hurricanes affect the terrain, and so you've got to check, of all things as mentioned earlier, you've got to check your night caches.
Yeah. And Quincy Cryptid, I love this one because go with a group. This is such a great tip, but
Good tip.
also it's just so much fun to go with a group too.
Yes.
Because I know I have like a couple of night caches like by me, and it's like a newer cacher, and their name's like DNA Hunters. I think like 2019 they put out some cool caches out there, but I know like I'm saving those to do with people who have never done a night cache before.
Right.
Because like to me it's so cool to experience a night cache, but when you're experiencing that for the first time with other people that have never done a night cache, to me that's some of the most fun I've ever had geocaching, to be honest.
Yeah, no, that is so perfect. It's kind of a party atmosphere. You want that.
Yeah.
So you want there to be a party. If
Absolutely.
you do it by yourself, I'm sure it's great, but again, dangerous. Even man, woman, doesn't matter. Whatever you're taking a little bit of a higher risk. Again, it's pitch black out. It's hard to find people that are, it's one thing to do that when there's nobody around, but it's just more dangerous at night. There's no light, so you need to go with. We suggest go with a group. It'll be funner. It'll be much more fun to do it that way.
Yeah, absolutely. Night caches are just such a blast and bonding experience to do. And I don't know if I'd call somebody at 4:00 in the morning to wake them up. Like
the story.
Critical. But you could.
Here's a good one too, John, from M Wolf. They shared one, GC9HRY8. My husband and I did this one together. We had not hiked this trail. It was fun, but quite a hike in and out. So that's something to always remember. How long is your hike, and did you share any information with folks? Again,
Yes.
I put in the notes to it about. It reminds me of a bad where I go. And I don't know if you've ever done this, but I've been on a bad where I go adventure, which is you're 9 stages in and the thing dies. It doesn't work, or the stages are wrong. And you're like, what the heck? I wanted to enjoy this, but I'm not enjoying it anymore because it's just it died. So you know what I mean? You don't want you want to make sure that your this adventures work. So go ahead.
Yeah. Oh man, and I love this one by Haklava. She said she had a bonfire event in the park by hers and had a bright flashlight available for people to go off together.
Oh, nice.
And that's such a cool thing because so many people would probably not do that.
Yeah.
But just encouraging them to do that, I'm sure it was probably a very memorable and awesome event for people. So that's such a cool thought.
Yeah. The other thing too brings up good point. M. Wolf mentions about took us 45 minutes in and then out. And yes, our older kids and my mother-in-law could track us. So that's something too that's probably a good idea is if you're going to go do a night cache and you feel like it's going to, well, if you're going to do a night cache, we suggest you at least tell somebody.
Yes.
If you're doing a night cache. Either the person next to you, at least there's somebody with you, or at the very least, both of y'all tell somebody else that you're like, hey, we're about to head out on this trail to do this night cache. We will, let you know, how we're doing, check in, depends on your cell service, etc. But, let people know where you are. when you're caching at night. That's a big one. So,
Absolutely.
well, what are some of your final thoughts tonight, John?
Oh man, I think number one, people should night cache. People got to try it. Get some friends together. It's going to be probably one of the most fun caching experiences you've had. Look at those attributes beforehand to find out what you need. Like on the example Gary brought up, it's just like it actually had like even weighting on there. So take a look at those for sure to know what's coming. Read the description, as well too, because so many times as cachers we don't read descriptions. We get excited, we go, but especially in the instance of a night cache, you want to make sure you read that beforehand. But yeah, Gary, I really appreciate your point. It's people should hide these, because a lot of these, I mean, get good favorite points, especially if people don't have them in their areas. So I mean, it's an opportunity to put a good, unique experience out there for sure. But yeah, make sure you get proper permission, to put fire attacks on trees, to actually like go out there and hide those caches as well too. Because that's one of those things that's just it's critical getting that permission, but definitely the maintenance element too. Because I know, at least for some caches I've hidden in the woods right here, like after hunting season, I like to check those and make sure those are still there, because if a hunter is out there and sees an ammo can and they don't know about geocaching,
right,
they may think, sweet, I just found a new ammo can. This is really cool,
Sweet. It's got a bunch of junk in it, but I'll throw all that out. Put my ammo in the ammo can. Thanks.
Right.
Appreciate
Yeah, exactly.
Dang it. Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, I hope that helped. Everyone, please go hide some, but do it properly. And if you own a night cache, you need to check on it. Go check your night cache. That's our thing for you to go do. So,
yeah.
All right. What do we got coming up?
Oh man, Gary, we have some really cool stuff coming up on Saturday. Not on Saturday, man.
Okay. It's
man,
late.
I didn't get enough pickle pizza this weekend, Gary.
Apparently not.
Much.
Apparently that's the key. That's the key right there.
Yeah, but Tuesday we got secondhand inspired gadget caches on a brand new episode of Gadget Talk on here. So that's October 21st at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. So stay tuned for that. Amateur gadget caches, geocaches is going to be on the show.
Very high.
He's going to show some pretty cool stuff. Bell and the Move's going to be on.
Nice.
Just ducking around as well too. So we have some awesome, incredible gadget cache makers and hiders who are going to be on the show. So that is going to be pretty awesome. And we do want to share as well 2 train puzzles. So on Puzzle Talk coming up in November, we're gonna have Charles and Tom an episode on train puzzles. So I'm looking forward to that one. I like trains myself, so yeah, I can't wait for the show. So yeah, that should be pretty cool for sure. Yeah, no doubt about that.
Absolutely. Well, thanks everyone for being with us tonight, and don't forget, coins are available in the store. Go to the our Etsy store. Go to geocachetalk.com and click on the button for the store and go get you some coins, and definitely help us out. We're trying to get to 100,000 as far as donation total for St. Jude. So looking forward to that. Looking forward to sharing hopefully soon the whole lineup, doing some final confirmations, but very excited about this year's 10th anniversary of Podcast to Hope. So we're really excited about that. Coming up December 6th, mark your calendars. Be with us 4 p.m. to midnight Central, and enjoy all the different, we change it up each hour. We'll have a different guest, and we want to continue to raise money for St. Jude. And so that's going to be a great time. All right. Well, thanks everyone. And we will see you next time, actually Tuesday.
Yeah. Good night, everybody. Take care, everybody.
Yeah.
Have a good one.
Yeah. Take care, buddy.
May your finds be many and your DNFs be few. May the terrain and difficulty both be less than 2. may it find its way to you. And may we all meet again.
Folks, we hope you've enjoyed the show tonight. Please email us your comment at geocachetalk@gmail.com. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. The show can be found on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Radio Public, or Spotify, as well as at the Geocache Talk website. Don't forget to click that subscribe button below and ring that bell notification so that you can see and hear the show on a weekly basis. And tell your friends about the show. Get them involved with us in the chat room. And until next week, don't just talk about geocaching, go geocaching.